Hey folks, I had this research idea of an app evolving agent. So last weekend I got some free time, so thought of trying it out. So here is the core idea. So assume that you have an application and you have an agent. You pass that application to an agent and ask it to create the next version of it. And once you get the next version, again pass it back to the agent and ask it to create the next version, and so on and so forth. So it keeps on going forever and never stops. So I built that simple agent along with a really simple application. And to begin with, I just passed it a really simple counter application. And at the end of the sixth version, it was able to create the most complex version of the counter application. And then I had to stop. So here is the original application that I passed. It's a really simple one. So clicking on increment would increase this number by 1. Clicking on decrement would decrease this number by 1. And clicking on reset would put it back to 0. Okay, so this is the V2 of this application, which we got by passing the V1, the original application, to the agent. So as you can see, a lot of new features were added. For example, the decrement still works. You can see the history now. It also shows you the history. The reset also works. And oh wow, so it also has a theme toggle. I can change the increment value. Okay, great. And the decrement value I can also change. It also shows you the total changes, the max value and the min value. So this is the third version of the application. If we compare it with the second version, we can see that export and import positive numbers, negative numbers, and 0 and custom were added. So let's try that out. So I can increment the number, still decrement, and let me export it. So I've exported the data, and now let me change the value and let me try to import it. Okay, and yes, it works. So essentially it got back the original number. I can reset it. What does this positive does? Yeah, okay, I think it sets the number default to some default value of 10, I guess. So yeah, and pressing 0 would change it to 0. Okay, cool. So this is the fourth version of the application, and as you can see, compared to the third version, a bunch of new features were added: backup, restore, new counter. So let's try that out. So again, increment works as expected. If I add new counter, now you can add multiple counters. So this counter 1, again I switch to counter 3, and I think I can jump to counter 1. Yeah, it shows different value. And counter 1, again I can have multiple counters now. Okay, great. And the backup option creates a backup entry in the local storage. So this is the fifth version, and as you can see, again more new features were added, especially if you compare it with the fourth version. So you can see cloud backup, group view, and this export history and filters. Okay, now we have filters in history as well. So let me try it out. Okay, got it. So yeah, this is just a sample. And group view, what it doesn't do anything. It seems like that it doesn't do anything at the moment. Okay, and if I do export history, okay, export history works. Cool. So this is the sixth version of that application, sixth and final version. And as you can see, a couple of new features were again added, especially this performance and customize option. And I think the rest of the things remain same. Let me try that out. So again, increment, decrement, the basic functionality still works. What does performance do? Okay, it tells me the performance metrics of action, average time per action. Wow. Okay, let me try this out and see if this changes. Oh yeah, it changes. Okay, great. And what does customize do? Okay, let me customize my theme. Okay, only this button colors gets changed, and I can change the fonts as well. Cool. Some technical details. Continuing my personal learning and research of local models. This is a fun weekend project that is running on an old 30 billion parameter model running locally on my laptop. Great. Cool. I think that's all I had. Thank you so much for watching.